The early morning air was thick with mist as the golden rays of sunlight began to streak across the skyline of London. Beneath the iconic Tower Bridge, the soft lapping of the Thames against the hull of an aging fishing boat created a gentle rhythm, a familiar dawn serenade. Thomas, an elderly fisherman with weathered hands and lined skin, prepared his gear with a practiced ease. The sounds of distant traffic merged with the cries of seagulls overhead, crafting a symphony of city life waking up. He took a moment to breathe in the salty air, feeling the coolness against his face as memories of times long gone flooded his mind. This was more than a routine. It was a ritual that anchored him. Each cast of his line felt like a whisper to the river, inviting the stories hidden beneath the surface to come alive, urging him toward the day's unfurling possibilities. As Thomas set his boat adrift, the soft rhythm of the Thames soothed his soul, but his mind drifted back to the laughter of his youth. He could almost hear his father's voice, calling him to the water's edge, teaching him the delicate art of casting a line. Each plop of the hook hitting the surface invoked memories of sunny afternoons spent tangled in fishing lines, sharing secrets under the shade of the old willow and the scent of salt and warmth. Seagulls cried overhead, their calls mingling with the echoes of his father's stories, recounting the river's adventures as if it were a living entity. Thomas could picture the faces of his childhood friends, their excitement palpable as they compared catches. It was a tapestry woven with joy and heartache, the current of their lives flowing beneath Tower Bridge, reminding him of the deep connection he had with the river, a bond that felt both timeless and fleeting. As Thomas cast off into the calm waters of the Thames, the first light of dawn shimmered on the surface, creating a mosaic of gold and azure. The familiar sounds of the waking city began to merge with the gentle lapping of waves against his boat. Laughter and chatter from early commuters echoed from the banks, a reminder of life's constant ebb and flow. With each stroke of the oars, he felt a longing stir within him, a yearning for something beyond the routine of his fishing trips. The lines of his past intertwined with the present, forming a tapestry rich with memories of his father teaching him the art of fishing. Each ripple in the water seemed to whisper secrets of the river, urging Thomas to embrace the day ahead. Yet, as he maneuvered through the tranquil waters, an inexplicable tension lingered, hinting that the ordinary would soon give way to the extraordinary. As Thomas settled into the familiar sway of his boat, a sudden, jarring tug interrupted the tranquil rhythm of the Thames. His heart raced as the line tightened, pulling against him with an intensity he hadn't experienced in years. He gripped the rod tightly, muscles straining, his eyes darting to the water beneath him. The surface began to bubble and swirl in an alarming dance, the calmness of the morning now a distant memory. With each passing moment, an unseen force thrummed beneath the surface, urging him to tease out its secret. The sounds around him shifted, the gentle lapping of water now intermingled with an electrifying energy that hinted at something extraordinary. Just as he felt the line begin to slip, a movement on the shore caught his eye. A young girl stood there, ethereal and beckoning, her gaze fixed on him with an intensity that promised answers to his unspoken questions. As Thomas struggled with the tug on his line, his attention was drawn to a soft yet commanding voice filtering through the morning mist. Glancing toward the shore, he spotted a young girl, her dress trailing delicately in the water, catching glimmers of the rising sun. There was an ethereal quality about her, as if she belonged to another realm entirely. Alara stood there, her expression a blend of mischief and wisdom, beckoning him with a graceful hand. The once calm waters around Thomas began to swirl with agitation, echoing his racing heart. Whispers of ancient stories stirred in the current, urging him to draw closer. He could feel the electric energy in the air, a potent shift that promised adventure. Each splash and ripple felt more alive, as if the river itself held a secret dance within its depths, waiting for him to take a leap into the unknown. Alara stepped closer to the edge of the water, her eyes shimmering with a blend of mischief and wisdom. "I am Ilara, guardian of the river's past," she proclaimed, her voice weaving through the mist like a ribbon of silk. The water around her sparkled, and Thomas felt a strange pull, urging him to abandon his boat. The sound of waves grew deeper, inviting him to explore the hidden depths beneath them. Hesitation clawed at his heart, but Alara's presence radiated warmth and curiosity. "Join me, Thomas," she continued, her tone soft yet firm. "There is a world beneath the surface that yearns to be remembered." As she beckoned, the water danced playfully around her, shimmering with azure hues. Intrigued, Thomas felt his apprehension begin to fade. He took a deep breath and nodded, propelling his boat closer to her. With a resolute heart, he prepared to dive into the mysteries below, following Alara's enchantment into the unknown. As Thomas plunged deeper into the shimmering depths of the Thames, the world above faded into a distant echo. Alara guided him through the mystical underwater realm, where countless stories floated like bubbles, each one waiting to be discovered. The water enveloped Thomas, wrapping him in a serene silence, punctuated only by the faint sounds of marine life swirling around them. Shadows danced nearby, revealing glimpses of old boats long forgotten and silvery fish darting playfully through the currents. He felt an overwhelming connection to the past, the whispers of fishermen casting nets, the laughter of traders sharing tales of adventure, and the sweet murmur of lovers drifting on paper boats. Each echo resonated in his heart, awakening memories of a city steeped in history, where every ripple carried a story yearning to be told. As Alara's voice broke through the stillness, Thomas knew he stood on the brink of something extraordinary, a connection to the river that transcended time. As they navigate the vibrant underwater realm, Alara shares tales that swirl around them like the currents of the Thames. "This river," she begins, her voice mixing with the gentle bubbling of water, "has witnessed countless lives. Once, fishermen like you cast their nets with dreams of a catch that would feed their families. The echoes of laughter and shouts of joy rise from the depths, refracting through the water like sunlight. And traders navigated these waters, their boats laden with precious cargo, their ambitions buoyed by hope. With every story, the atmosphere thickens with emotion. Thomas feels their aspirations and heartaches resonate deep within him. Images of lovers kissing on paper boats drift before his eyes, their whispered promises mingling with the flowing tide. In these moments, Thomas realizes he is part of a grand tapestry woven by time itself, each thread a story, each wave a memory waiting to be told. As Thomas floated in the warm embrace of the Thames, the stories Alara shared resonated deeply within him, stirring emotions he hadn't felt in years. Each tale became a thread weaving him into the rich tapestry of the river's history. He visualized the brave fishermen casting their nets, their laughter dancing through foggy mornings, and lovers tethered to their dreams as they floated on fragile paper boats under the archways of Tower Bridge. Every recollection echoed with the heartbeat of the city, reminding him that he was not just a bystander, but part of a continuum that stretched back through time. The gentle melody of a violin played softly, underscoring his moment of reflection as he marveled at how the currents of the river flowed through him, nourishing his soul. In that instant, he understood the significance of his place in this world, a keeper of stories, a voice for the river that had shaped his life. Time slipped through Thomas's fingers like the very current of the Thames, leaving him suspended between the life he had known and the extraordinary revelations that Alara had unveiled. As he floated, the gentle sway of the boat mirrored the tumult within his heart. The soft strains of a violin echoed in his mind, underscoring the weight of his choice. He felt the pull of nostalgia for the familiar, the quiet mornings, the angler's solitude, and the rhythm of casting his line. Yet the stories of laughter and heartache shared below the waves ignited a longing for something greater, a connection that transcended mere survival. Alara observed him silently, her eyes reflecting the depth of the river's history and the promise hidden within its currents. With a resigned sigh, Thomas understood that to truly honor the past, he must embrace his role as a bridge between the river's tales and the world above. The choice lay between safety and the adventure of becoming a storyteller, weaving new meaning into each cast of his line. As the echoes of Alara's tales linger in the depths of his mind, Thomas feels a surge of resolve swelling within him. The world around him, once a sea of routine, now glimmers with the magic of forgotten stories and hidden histories. He gazes at the Thames, its currents weaving a tapestry of lives lived, love lost, and dreams pursued beneath the arches of Tower Bridge. With newfound conviction, Thomas realizes he has a choice to make: to return to the life he once knew, or to embrace the river's enchanting call. He looks at Alara, her ethereal smile shining with understanding. "I will continue to fish," he declares, "but not just for the catch. I'll tell the stories, share the memories of the past, and breathe life into these tales." Alara's expression deepens with pride as she nods, her presence a gentle reassurance. The bond between them solidifies, a silent pact where she will remain his guardian, guiding him as he steps forward into his new purpose. As Thomas resurfaced, the cool morning air wrapped around him like a familiar embrace. He blinked against the sunlight, now a vibrant gold, glistening across the Thames. The quiet sounds of the waking city mixed harmoniously with the gentle lapping of water against his boat, creating a symphony that resonated deep within his heart. He took a moment to savor the transformation. The weight of unseen burdens lifted, replaced by an exhilarating sense of purpose. Casting his line once more, he felt rejuvenated, embodying the essence of the river and its rich tapestry of stories. Memories of Alara's tales swirled through his mind, urging him to share their magic. With the bustling ambience of London surrounding him, Thomas began crafting narratives, his voice drifting over the waves, carrying fragments of history to eager ears. The once solitary fisherman was now a storyteller, breathing life into the river's past, drawing others closer, united by the currents of shared humanity. As the sun cast shimmering reflections on the Thames, Thomas settled into his routine, a fishing rod in one hand and a heart full of stories. With every cast of his line, he began sharing the tales he had absorbed during his mystical journey with Alara. A small crowd gathered on the shore, drawn by the warmth of his voice and the enchantment of each story. He spoke of fishermen who weathered storms, traders who bartered beneath the bridge, and lovers whose whispered promises had floated away on the currents. The laughter of children and the appreciative nods of passers-by filled the air, blending seamlessly with the soothing sounds of the river. Thomas watched as connections blossomed among his listeners, united by memories that transcended time. The stories flowed like the water, breathing life into the history of the Thames, and he realized that he was not just capturing the past, he was weaving it into the fabric of the present.